In this video, we're going to combine data validation, lookup function, and a SUMIF to knock the socks off whoever is getting the results of this worksheet. Now, in this worksheet, we have purchase order data, and we have it by date and product, the cost, quantity ordered, total cost, quantity received, amount paid, and date paid. The problem is we only have the vendor number. We do not have the vendor name. We do have a separate list over here of all of the vendor numbers, the associated vendor name, and also the city and state. So what we're going to do is, let's say your boss says, I don't need the vendor number, I need the vendor name. We're going to use data validation to create a lookup function where if your boss looks up the vendor number, it will return the vendor name and also the total purchase order cost for that particular vendor. So let's bold out vendor number and let's get going. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use data validation to allow the user to choose a particular vendor number. So I'm going to go to Data, and in the Data Tools group, I'm going to click Data Validation. If you click the down arrow, just choose Data Validation, but you can just choose Data Validation. Now, instead of allowing any value, I'm going to click the down arrow, and I'm going to choose a list. I'm going to click in the source of that list. Then I'm going to click on that vendor tab, and I'm going to select the range A2 all the way down to A49, so we have 48 vendors. And notice we do not want to include A1, otherwise vendor number will be one of the choices. And make sure that the in-cell drop-down is selected, that is the default. And all we have to do is click OK. Once we do that, we can see that we now have a down arrow in that cell where the user can choose any one of the vendors. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a random vendor. Not so random, I'll choose the first one, A10500, because I hate building formulas without a number. So if I built the vendor name function without a vendor number, I would just get an error. So I always like to have a test function in there. So now what we're going to use is we're going to use an XLOOKUP in order to find that vendor name. Now, I used to have a job that required me to do this by hand. So let's say I come to A10500. I go to my other list. I look down the left-hand column, or column A, for 10500, find the data on the same row that matches up to that vendor number. So, for example, if I was given K11450, I would go down this list, find K11450, go into column B, and know that it is Caro International. I'm basically going to tell Excel to do the same thing. I'm going to tell Excel to look down column A, find the number, and give me the value from column B. So I'm going to click back to data validation. I'm going to click over here in vendor name. I'm going to go to my formulas, lookup and reference, and I'm going to choose my XLOOKUP. So I am going to tell Excel to look up this particular vendor number, to look it up in column A of the vendor worksheet. So in the lookup array, I'm going to go to my vendor worksheet and select the range A2 all the way down to A49. I do not have to worry about the dollar signs because I'm not copying this formula. In another instruction, we'll go through the dollar signs and the relative and absolute cell references. Now, because I want the vendor name, the return array would be column B in the vendor's worksheet. If I wanted the city, it would be column C. If I wanted the state, it would be column D. So I'm going to select the range B2 all the way down to B49. And before you click OK, just make sure that the same range is mentioned in the lookup array or the return array. If I had started with B1 in the return array or went to A50 in the lookup array, if these two were different, I would get an error message. I know that it's going to be found, but you can put an error message in the if not found. So for example, double quote, not found, but we know that everyone is going to be found. So I can click OK. And I go back here and notice now, if I click a particular vendor, the vendor name comes up automatically. Although the down arrow blocks it a little bit, all I have to do is click away to see that name. Very nice. So now that we have the vendor name, we're going to use the SUMIF to sum the total purchase order cost based on the vendor number. So what we're going to tell Excel to do is to sum column G, the purchase order total cost. The criteria range will be the vendor number. The criteria will be L2, whatever vendor number is currently displayed. And then, as I said, sum range will be column G, the purchase order total cost. So I'm going to click in cell N2. I'm going to go to my formulas, math and trig, and SUMIF. I always marvel at all of the different sum functions that there are available, but we're going to use SUMIF. So the range is the vendor number, D2, select all the way down to D292. No dollar signs are necessary because we are not copying the formula. The criteria is the vendor number. So it'll search through the range for all of the cells that fit the criteria, L2, the current vendor number, and then the sum range. The sum range is column G because we want the total purchase order cost. If we wanted the amount paid, we would sum I. If we wanted the total quantity ordered, we would sum column F. But right now we want the total purchase order cost. So G2, select the range, all the way down to G292. And now I click OK. And now when I choose a particular vendor number, it will display not only the vendor name as long as I click away and the down arrow is not hiding it, but it will display the vendor name and the total purchase order cost for that particular vendor. Pretty cool.